Welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. Last time we were in the middle of the final boss fight with Bowser, kind of left things on a cliffhanger there. And this time we're going to be finishing him off. Considering that this is going to be the final part of the game, seeing as it's the final battle and all, I kind of want to give my opinions right now while the battle is happening. Kind of weird, but I want to save the credits for something else, so I'll give my opinions now. I did not expect Odyssey to dethrone Galaxy as my favorite Mario game, or at least in terms of the 3D Mario games, because it's much in the style of 64 and Sunshine, and those games aren't bad. I would never say that they're bad. They're good games. I like those games. It's just that I feel like they took away something that was very Mario. They didn't focus as much on platforming as they did on exploration and just walking around. And this game kind of does that too, but I don't know, it ends up feeling a lot better than 64 and Sunshine. I can't exactly explain why. I guess I could explain why over the course of the post-game that's going to be happening, which is pretty extensive, not gonna lie. Considering that the final boss just up and beat us, it makes sense that the post-game would be a lot longer than other games would have. Yeah, I'm just joshing you. This is the first part of Super Mario Odyssey. Welcome to my Let's Play. And for this Let's Play, things are going to be a little weird for me because this is my first time playing a game blind. I have played a little bit of the game. I've gone to the first couple of kingdoms just to see if it would record well, and also because I was very tempted, because this game has been on my radar for so long. But yeah, I wanted to do this game live and blind, show my first impressions of it. And right off the bat, I'm already liking the design of these characters here. The weird hat people. I don't know, I feel like I shouldn't like their designs because they're literally just hats with booze attached to the bottom. Booze is in the Mario enemy, not alcohol. Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't like them, but I do. It's kind of weird. And this game doesn't just have one damsel in distress like usual. We're not only saving Peach, but the sister of this hat guy here, who looks different than all the other ones, so obviously he's more important. This is Cappy, and he's going to be our companion for this game. I'm not sure how I like him. Again, this is blind, but from what I've seen, he's definitely not any partner from Paper Mario, or he's not Luigi from Superstar Saga, though Luigi doesn't really talk that much. And did I say Superstar Saga? I meant the Mario and Luigi series as a whole. Yeah, could you do something about being a top hat? I prefer caps myself. And there we go. Of course, Mario is now cramping the style of everyone. He not only rolls around like Sonic the Hedgehog, he also just stole Bowser's new move of throwing hats around to attack enemies. Now that we have Cappy, I guess I could get into the controls of this game. You have the X and Y buttons, or if you're using the Joy-Cons, I guess, the left and top buttons to throw Cappy. If you just press the button, you'll throw him. If you shake the Joy-Con after throwing him, he'll do a little homing thing where he zooms to the nearest target. If you ground pound and then press the button, you'll do a down throw, which causes him to roll along the ground. Or, alternatively, you could push both of your Joy-Cons down, and you'll still do the rolling attack. If you rotate the stick until Mario spins, and then press the button, oh, didn't actually do it there, you'll throw Cappy in a spin, which is pretty useful for taking down enemies all around you. And also for grabbing coins, because Cappy can do that as well. And then if you flick up both of your Joy-Cons up, you can perform an upward throw. Now something that I don't like that this game does is limit your controls to mostly motion. What I mean is, you could press Y or X to perform a few of the throws, like the spin throw or the down throw. But other than that, the up throw and your homing throw, you have to use the Joy-Cons to perform. And there's already a bunch of button mapping that has multiple functions tied to 2 buttons. Like, that was kind of a weird way of saying it, but jump is mapped to both B and A. The throw is mapped to both Y and X. They could have done a lot more with these buttons. Both of the ground pound buttons, or the crouch buttons rather, are ZL and ZR. It just feels like they didn't... Well, they could have done more, you know? Like, make the X button the upward throw, and, you know, leave the down throw and the spin throw to their own thing. And the homing throw could have just been you press the button twice, or something like that, you know? I don't really have a problem with motion controls, but I do feel bad for the people that do have a problem with motion controls, be it because of poor motor skills or otherwise. And I just feel that the option to be able to, say, map your controls a little better should be available. In terms of his jumps, though, Mario is quite acrobatic in this game. He has a lot of the same moves from, say, 64, Galaxy, 3D World. Like being able to wall jump, being able to perform a triple jump, his side hop, his backflip. He has the roll from the 3D Land and World games. He's pretty versatile. He just doesn't have the punches or the spins or the breakdance kicks, because the replacement is obviously Cappy. Something else that Cappy can do is allow us to capture various objects or animals or enemies. It's an odd name, capture. It's not like Pokemon or anything. We don't get to keep them with us. It's more like possession. Once we throw Cappy at the object, then we become the object. We are now a frog. An adorable frog that has a mustache and blue eyes just like Mario. And as a frog, we can jump. The longer you hold down the button, the higher you'll go. You can also flick the Joy-Cons in order to perform a high jump. Though it's not really necessary right now, the regular jump will suffice. And you could swim on the surface of the water and jump out of it. Something that Mario can't do is jump very high out of water, so having the frog to do that, pretty useful. My thing with the capture, I don't know if I have a solid opinion on it yet, but I'm liking it so far from what I've played. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure if the wow factor will wear off anytime soon. I hope it doesn't, because I've been having fun with it. Oh, another thing you could do with Cappy is if you hold down the throw button, he'll actually stay in a spot, so he could, say, hit a coin block a bunch of times. Or, I don't know, just wait for an enemy to run into him so you could capture them or attack them. This game has coins as its currency, but they're not used the same way as in other 3D games, like in, say, Galaxy, where they refill your health, or in 3D Land and World, where they just constitute you getting a 1-up. This game doesn't have lives. It does have checkpoints, though. And if we were to, say, fall off the edge, we would... Well, usually, we would lose 10 coins and then have to respawn at a checkpoint, but this game doesn't want us to die right now, I guess. And here are what I assume the big bads of the game. These are, if the name would pop up, the Brutals. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean, but that's their name. And again, don't have a solid opinion on these guys because I'm playing blind. I don't know how they work and act. Aside from this one, who's our tutorial boss. Oh no, he has 3 hats. I'm no match for that. Let's take him down to size. Just throw Cappy at him a couple times. The caps will fall off of him. After you jump on him, he will transform into a bunch of different caps. And depending on which one you hit, you might get something. There's one that has nothing in it, one that has a heart in it to refill your health, and the last one has him inside of it. For beating him, we unlock access to the next world. So let's take this zip line and ride on into that city in the distance, I suppose. And now we actually get the title card. Much faster than in, say, Kingdom Hearts, though everyone makes that joke, don't they? Kind of an odd first kingdom after the tutorial to go to, in my opinion. I expected to be heading to New Donk City. It wasn't all the promotional material, and it's probably where all the demos took place. But no, we instead take power lines into a jungle-esque kingdom, which doesn't really make much sense, but whatevs. Time for our first power moon, which are the main collectibles in this game, though they're not the only collectible, as I'll be able to show in just a bit after Cappy's done talking. There are, along with the regular coins, purple coins, although these aren't actually coins, they're more like wheels, keeping in style with this sort of prehistoric looking area. And from what I can tell, there's 50 of these in each world, and collecting all 50 nets you something pretty good, or some pretty good stuff rather, but we can't actually show that off right now because I haven't unlocked it. There's these question mark, well, not really blocks, question mark hats that if you throw Cappy at, they will perform or become platforms for you. These enemies here you can't actually capture, I guess because they're spiky. Oh, Mario can pick up and throw things, by the way. You just have to hold the button while near an object and he'll pick it up. And if you press the button again, he'll throw it. Now let's capture this chain chomp here and ram him into this big stone structure, which will reveal our first power moon. So let's collect this bad boy. Go into a little cutscene that does not play for every power moon, just for the main ones, I guess. And continue on. Something this game does that I really like compared to, say, 64 and Sunshine is that once you get a thing, it doesn't kick you out of the level and make you have to restart at the same place by going back into the level every time. Instead, once we collect a power moon, we could just keep going on our merry way. And collecting that first one unlocked this little path for us so we could get over here. Though I kind of want to explore underneath because there are some purple coins down here that I want to grab. As for the swimming controls, you can perform a dash if you press the ground pound button and then Y or X. You can throw your cap if you don't do the ground pound thing. That's also how the dive works in this game. If you just press X or Y while in the air, you'll throw Cappy. But if you press the ground pound button first and then press the button, Mario will perform a dive, which in my opinion is a bit better than 64. It takes more getting used to in 64 because you have to make sure you know how much momentum you have in order to perform the dive. Whereas in this game you can perform it straight out of a normal jump where you don't have any momentum. And here's our ship. You might have noticed back in the Cap Kingdom that there were a bunch of ships that were destroyed back there. And those ships also function as the houses for the I was going to say hat people. I don't even know what they're called, so I guess I could call them hat people. But we need to find a functioning ship, and this one we can get to function if we grab enough power moons. So let's go find some more and continue on, along with exploring for our purple stuff. Now, considering that Mario is so acrobatic in this game, you could do a lot of stuff seemingly out of order. Like, for example, getting to the top of this big stump. I feel like the game didn't want me to get there just yet. Or maybe they did, and they just don't care. You could go wherever you want, says Nintendo. There's 4 purple things back there. And I guess I should talk about it now. Cappy also works as a sort of platform for you. When you're on the ground, you can run into him to perform a super high jump, and when you're in the air, you can dash into him to perform a second jump in the air. So getting far out of one jump is pretty easy, and also very fun to do. Just doing a triple jump into a throw, into a dive, into another throw, into another dive. It's also satisfying. Now let's capture this big dinosaur over here. They always display the controls when you first capture an object, so there you go. You press the left stick and Y to dash, and you tap the B button to destroy things, I guess. You can also destroy things by just running into them, so I don't know why he has an attack. Maybe it's for a larger radius with which you may pick up items or something like that. Whatever it is, let's just blast through these walls and drop the capture. I think the Tyrannosaurus Rex is unique in that you can only capture him for a limited amount of time, and once that time runs out, you'll automatically get out of the capture, and Cappy will say something like, "He was too big, I can't hold him for that long." So you are limited with some captures, I guess, but I'm not exactly sure which ones you are limited with. I'm pretty sure you could capture a chain chomp for as long as you want. And let's perform a spin throw right here, and grab ourselves another heart. Hearts are how you refill health, if you couldn't tell. And I prefer that to coins, considering how abundant the coins are here and that they're used as a currency. Having them refill your health isn't exactly... It's not as... How should I put this? I don't like it. Alright, I would rather have it be hearts with all the coins that are lying around, is all I'm trying to say. You could even get coins from hearts if you have full health when you grab a heart, or if you have double health already when you grab a big heart. The health is much like in Super Mario Galaxy, where if you... Well, when you start off a level, you only have 3 bits of health, but once you get the super big heart, or in Galaxy, a special mushroom, it extends to 6. Something this game does that a lot of other Mario games have done, but not quite in the same way, is have 2D sections, but rather than straight up being a 3D Mario moveset in 2D, it's instead an 8-bit Mario moveset in 2D, which is just pretty interesting. Let's get a ton of coins here. I am going to be wanting a lot of coins because technically there are 100 coin moons, a la 100 coin stars in Mario Galaxy or Mario 64. Well, Galaxy was all purple coins that did that, but we'll get into the 100 coin moons later. The game wants you to probably use a chain chomp to destroy this. I don't have to. I got my skills. I'm just going to head on to the boss fight with this giant rabbit lady, who I guess is an associate of the... I forget what they're called already. The... Broomers? I don't even remember, dude. Let's take her down. It's a simple boss fight. She has a chain chomp, so of course you'd think, well, I could capture chain chomp, so I'm gonna capture this one. And once you do, you just pull away from her, let go, and smack it right into her face. A lot of bosses tend to drop coins, but you can't really grab many of them, because the boss ends up attacking you after doing their little angry time animation. Every time you hit her, she'll add a swing to her attempt to knock you out of the chain chomp. At least I think that's what it is. I've never actually gotten hit by it while I was inside the chain chomp. But for the first... Oh, that actually hit me. For the first hit, she doesn't do the swing instantly like she does for these. And considering that this is the third hit, she does 3 swings. Let's pull, smack her right in the face, and grab that pretty necklace off of her neck. Pretty simple boss fight. I got hit once, but that was kind of just me being dumb and trying to talk while playing a video game. So let's grab our triple moon and fill up the Odyssey with these. The Odyssey is the name of our ship, by the way. That is something kind of neat this game does. I feel like I say that a lot, no matter what Let's Play it is, but something this game, I guess, rectifies that was a complaint from previous games is your super duper moon thing counts as multiple moons. In, say, Galaxy, when you got a grand star, that only counted as one star, and yeah, it was actually just one star, but you know, it felt like it should be more, you know? And now that we have 5 power moons total, we can get the Odyssey up and going. Its sail is set. It's kind of funny that I'm doing 2 games where the sail is very much involved in how you move around. And there we go, the Odyssey is looking very nice now. And I think that jingle that just played was the same jingle as when you get a grand star in Galaxy. Now that we have our hat ship, we can head over to the next kingdom. So let's head to the Sand Kingdom and give chase after Bowser. However, we're not actually going to be exploring the Sand Kingdom very much. In fact, we're not going to be exploring it at all. We're basically going to set foot in there and then get out. Because the worlds in this game, the kingdoms, you could say, have sort of phases, you could call them. So, when you're first in a kingdom, the amount of moons and things you could grab is pretty limited. But after you beat the boss, it opens up quite a bit. And apparently once you beat the final boss of the game, then it opens up even more, so you have even more moons to gather. Because of this, I'm going to be heading back to the Cap and Cascade Kingdoms in a little bit, but I guess we could end the part off at the Sand Kingdom. Can we take a look inside the Odyssey now? There we go. Mario with his captain's hat. This game also allows you to wear a bunch of different caps and outfits, which is pretty neat. Yeah, I like the captain's hat, although your eyes are obscuring the M on it. Yeah, I know Bowser. He's quite the guy. One day you're go-karting with him, the next you're trying to save your girlfriend from him. It's kind of an odd relationship. Every time you take the Odyssey, you have an unskippable cutscene where Cappy tells you about a certain function of the game that you can check in the action guide, which you could go to whenever you pause the game and scroll through the options. I don't need to look at it, I know all the moves already, because I'm super smart. But if you want to check out the action guide, just pause and give it a good old look. There might be some moves in there that you don't know how to do. Like, for example, actually, I was very confused on how the dive worked until I checked out the action guide. The fact that he checks the action guide every time you take the Odyssey, though, is kind of annoying. It's not a cutscene that you could skip by pressing the plus button, unlike the other scenes for the Odyssey, like it going up into the air and it coming back down to the ground. Those you can skip. And here we are in the Sand Kingdom. I'm probably going to be calling them that, like Blank Kingdom, because I don't actually know all the names. I know that the Cap Kingdom is called like Bonneton, and of course the Metro Kingdom is called New Donk City, but as for the rest, not exactly sure what the names are. And that's going to be it for this first part of Mario Odyssey. I'm hoping this one's a good one. Kind of scared that it's going to be blind, but I think I'll make do. So next time on Mario Odyssey, we're going to be heading back to the Cascade and Cap Kingdoms to grab whatever power moons and purple coins we could get there.